We've got another former Daytona 500 winner in here right now, Mr. Kevin Harvick. And I know a lot of drivers, they took their off day here in Daytona, took a little trip down I-4 to Disney World.
Yeah. I
know you did that as well. What was your favorite ride?
Well, I think mine was probably the mine train, just because of the fact this year Keelan was able to ride most of the roller coasters. So for Dad, it was pretty fun to be able to ride the roller coasters, and he kept asking to get back on them. So that was a lot of fun.
Kevin, 2007 Daytona 500. It's hard to believe it's been 10 years ago. But what do you remember about that run to the checkered flag with Mark Martin? Did you absolutely know you had beat him back to the line?
I thought I'd beat him to the line for sure, but I think that the most memorable part about the race to me was we got a hole in the nose with about, I don't know, 15 laps to go. I think everybody sees the last 3, 4, 5 laps, but with 15, 16 laps to go, I think we were 32nd, and we were on pit road fixing the nose. We came back out, but the drive back up through the field, 4 wide, 3 wide, through the middle, on the top, dodging wrecks, and then I think I was following Mike Wallace there at the end, and I was the first car to pop out and was able to get the good shove and win the Daytona 500. So there was a lot of moments, but really not the ones that they show. It's kind of like you remember the ones that nobody wants to talk about.
That's why we gave you the name Mr. Where Did He Come From?
That's right.
I remember that. The big story for Stewart Haas Racing is obviously the move to Ford. And I've heard you say many times that the thing about working with Ford is that every time you leave a conversation, they say, is there anything we can do for you?
Yeah.
What's the answer to that question this weekend in Daytona?
Well, not much. I think after we ran the Clash, that might turn out to be the most important race of the weekend, because it might be the only real practice that you get for the Daytona 500 that's in the right conditions. And for us, we had some handling issues that we needed to adjust on the car with to make it drive better. We had plenty of speed. We got the handling better as we got towards the end of the race, and had enough speed to get with the 2 and the 22 and kind of drive back up there by ourselves and have a good race. So the cars have a lot of speed. I think for us, going to Atlanta next week is probably kind of the telltale sign of what we need to work on, what the direction that we need to go in, where the handling characteristics are going to start to go with this particular new Ford, and then you have the aero package to go along with that throws another monkey wrench in there. So we've got a little bit of that direction that we had in Phoenix, but I think the super speedways will probably be the part that for us has improved the most since last year, just because the cars are so fast.
I know one of several reasons you went to Stewart Haas Racing back in 2014 was Tony Stewart. I know we don't have a lot of time under our belt in 2017, but how different is the feel with him now just being an owner? He's not a teammate as far as a driver, but you got an old friend back. You got Moyer over there in the 14 car.
Well, I think having Clint in the 14 car is a huge benefit, just for the fact that I know he can get the job done. I know he can drive the car. I know he's going to be a benefit to us as a driver. He's going to go out and he's going to be competitive and win some races. So, from that standpoint, I don't have to get to know somebody.
Right.
And, so we're going to have a good, comforting teammate there. I think as far as Tony goes, it's great to have him in the garage and around, obviously, to see him before and after the race and talk about our car and what it felt like and what we needed to work on. But, seeing Tony at the racetrack the first 11 races last year was very encouraging for us as a team, to see his enthusiasm and involvement and hearing the things that we say and seeing those things start to play out. But it's going to be definitely different. Obviously, I didn't come to Stewart Haas Racing to not race with Tony Stewart,
right.
and then he retired and is now just the team owner. So it's definitely different, but having Clint there definitely closes that gap up of not having to learn somebody else.
Got a ball of energy in the 14 car now. Just a ball of energy.
We'll be the calm guys over here.
I heard you're hanging out with us next Monday after the Daytona 500.
I can get you out of that.
You can.
Win the 500.
Okay.
If you win the 500, you get
I'm off the hook, so it sounds like a good deal. Otherwise, I'll be there.